Hi, I'm Allison Romero, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about the strategic planning that's going to be involved in Apple Corporation within the next couple of years to help solve some of these strategic issues. Now that we've dove a little more deeper into the numbers side of things, we're going to take a look at the iPhone, the benefits, some of its competitors, and some of the strategic planning we're going to put in place since Apple is married to the iPhone. As you can see here, we highlighted some of the benefits to start with. The iPhone is known for having different models come out at different times of the year based on what consumers need and want. So the biggest thing is that the iPhone comes out with a high-end version and also a cheaper end. The cheaper end provides people who cannot necessarily afford the luxuries of the Supreme one to have an iPhone at the same time. So as you can see, we started with some of the benefits of the iPhone. One benefit is that they come out with different models based on what consumers can afford. So this is something that Apple has done really great with the iPhone because not everyone can afford the top of the line one. So there are cheaper versions like the XR currently versus the XS, which is the top of the line, and it comes in a Max, which is the bigger version, or the regular size. Another thing that people like about Apple in general is the ability to have iMessages. It's the difference between being able to have a blue message and a green message. So what most people don't get is the blue message can be sent over Wi-Fi and you don't necessarily have to have a cell service, which is a huge benefit to many consumers who are traveling abroad or just want to be able to travel without having to pay for upgraded phone capacities. The iMessage can only be sent with other Apple iPhones or computers, which also allows you to text off your computer, which many college students like. But it's also a benefit because you can just be doing work and have a message pop up and be able to respond right away. Some carrier plans that have started up more recently in the past couple of years are Sprint. They incorporated a plan that's called iPhone for Life. The iPhone for Life plan is basically a subscription plan to the iPhone, which we'll dive deeper into the next slide. But over here we went ahead and showed you how you can turn on your iMessages on an iPhone and why many people like it. Like I said, the iPhone for Life is a plan currently only offered by Sprint. This is something we think Apple could expand on because of having a loyalty-based program. It extends to the customers and they want to stay loyal to the brand by getting certain benefits unlocked, such as for right now Sprint customers, they get free upgrades when a new iPhone comes out. They no longer have to pay the fees or do the returning of the iPhone where you get a quarter of the amount you paid for it originally, if that. But instead they simply turn their phone back in good condition and they get to get a free upgrade to the new iPhone, and all they have to do is pay a slightly bigger premium during that month. So basically what it is say I was paying $30 a month for the iPhone 6 and I wanted to upgrade to the iPhone 8. Like, I would only have to increase my bill by $5 per se, so it'd be $30 to $35 a month, and that's something the user can choose to do or choose to stay on the current plan they already have. They just get to unlock it at a cheaper price than most competitors and consumers would have to buy it at. Instead of paying the $1,000 up front, they pay it off over time if they want and can eventually own the iPhone. The subscription fee is basically just like another Netflix or Hulu fee that we just talked about that would slightly increase based on the phone you have. And then you never have to pay fully for the iPhone. So if you do want to keep it, you can until your contract is up, in which basically you've paid the full amount of the iPhone over a course of a time. But for people like me who enjoy the benefits of getting newer iPhones with better camera quality, different unlocks and whatnot, I prefer to turn it in after about a year when the new one comes out in October typically and go ahead and upgrade it. Another nice thing about it is you can still get insurance. So even if you do perhaps, I don't know, drop the phone in water and it stops working even though most are resistant now, or you break the screen, you can have insurance coverage on it, and basically all you have to do is pay $100, you get a new phone, and you can turn that one right back in when you're done with it. So this isn't a major point to be argued about for Samsung because of this being a disadvantage. Although it is like a little bit of a minor inconvenience, it can be fixed. Apple does provide you with resources to fix it, and we even have our own Bluetooth headphones that can't be connected to anything other than an iPhone called the AirPods that have been expanding in the market as well. The main thing we do want to innovate based on the Forbes article is the ability to have an iPhone with the capability of the battery pack being charged separately and being stored in it. The biggest advantage, in my opinion, about the Galaxy is the fact that they can leave a plug charging with their battery for their phone and continue on with their day with the other one and then just come home and switch them, which is real nice, real convenient. You never have to leave it on the charger. With that being said, since Samsung currently has this advantage over Apple, my proposition is to go ahead and make Apple have the back that could pop on and off to make it more accessible to where we could have a battery pack that was able to be charged and put on the wall just like Samsung, but still have the sleek looking design of the iPhone. Another benefit that's working towards Apple in lieu of Samsung is actually pricing. So many people assume that since it's an iPhone, it's too expensive and whatnot, but that's not necessarily the case. The iPhone XS Max, as we have here, versus the Galaxy S10 Plus, which are the two comparable models we wanted to recognize, is a $150 difference. That's actually in favor of Apple. The XS Max is selling at $1,450 with top of the line everything that you can want to max out, versus the Galaxy S10 Plus is at $1,600 maxed out. So even with all the features, we're still $150 and more benefit to your bank account than Samsung is. The last thing I want to go ahead and do is talk about our process. As you can see, I kind of put a generic overview of the process we have in place currently for Apple's corporation to go ahead and grow on these strategic disadvantages to make them advantages. The first thing we did was identify the problem. We already did this through Mason and Gabby. They did a great job of going ahead and explaining where we were lacking a little bit in the market and the framework and how we're going to expand on it. I kind of touched on the strategic advantages that we could incorporate to help expand these categories through the Samsung and iPhone for Life. However, next we have Matt, who's going ahead and going to talk about implementing a plan to go ahead and help expand Apple into a wider base of customers, loyalty, and different advantages to help Apple continue to grow in this market. So, thanks.